Hey everybody, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. Welcome to Open BXRX. We have another fantastic show lined up for you today. We've got it going on. In fact, coming up on today's show, we'll check in with an educator and children's book author who will speak about the work that she is doing with her organization to promote STEM. And then we'll hear from the head of a management organization with a legendary hip-hop group who will shed some light on the release of their latest project. And after that, we'll hear from a trumpeter and jazz musician who will join us to speak about his record label and how he's helping the next generation of musicians to highlight his new album. And then finally, we'll react to one of the most shocking and profound moments in the world of sports and get some perspective from the president and CEO of an organization focused on heart health and providing life-saving resources. All of this and more headed your way because we're wide open. So kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Here we go. We're in it. We're open. Welcome, everybody. How you doing, everybody? I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and you're watching Open. It's that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Now, here we go. Kicking things off, leading things off, our first guest. Well, she's a children's book author, speaker, and educator. She's here to speak about many things, but the importance of introducing our youth to STEM at an early age. And she's going to be talking about women aspiring to become entrepreneurs and to promote her blog and website. And she's a woman of many hats, so she's going to be talking about those other things too. So please welcome LaTanya Brooks. LaTanya, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and you have another company that you wanted to mention too. What was that?
Yeah, well, my parent company is EdgeUspire LLC, and my subsidiaries are Grow It STEM. That's where I'm an author and speaker for children's books, and Next Level Book Publishing, because I am also a book publisher.
Oh, so you were on the show before, and you spoke about some of the other things that we're going to talk about, like STEM. But you're at a school right now, or you're working from the home office?
I'm working from the home office today.
All right, doing your thing. But you are a wonderful educator, right?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So how did you get involved in some of the things that you're doing now? Just give me one of the hats first.
I think everything that I'm involved in is based on need. There's a need for our youth, especially our minority youth, to be exposed to STEM careers, which are sustainable careers that pay money, that are not going to become extinct. And I felt that it was important to start redirecting our Black youth from the entertainment industry. Not that I have anything against it, but also to start also considering these career opportunities as well.
Right now, you're talking about some of the things that will help people in education, right? Tell me about it.
Yes. So with STEM, each one of my books, it talks about a different STEM career, and it describes it, and it inspires kids to seek more information about those careers. And I love to inspire women. These shoulders I stand on in some of the coloring books really was prompted from the movement of when women started to take office, women started to come out, women started to recognize their voices. And but I felt like there were so many women that are these unsung heroes that you never hear about. So I decided to create a book that would highlight these women starting from the 1800s all the way to the present time.
Ooh, all right.
And even my coloring books, they're not just coloring books. They're actually books that will educate and give you some highlights of the accomplishments of these women.
Yeah. And is this one of the things that you're using to help get women involved in becoming an entrepreneur?
Actually, that's more of the inspirational piece. But in order to engage women with more actionable steps, what I'm doing is I am currently creating business courses on learn.eduspire.com. Like you can go to the you can go and enter them. You can go to the site and you can register for the mailing list, and I'll be offering discounts for when the courses do open. Hopefully in about a month.
Wait. What kind of discounts are you talking about?
I'm looking at 30% starting.
All right.
Because I want to get it going, and I want I feel like feedback is important. Because, as I mentioned, everything that I do is based on need. And the reason that I started this is I had a lot of young people coming to me constantly for business advice. And I just assumed that some of the stuff that I knew was just stuff that everybody knew, and not realizing I had so much to offer. So I took a few of these young people under my wing, and I taught them how to start a business, how to establish their business with marketing, opening a bank account, getting the proper licensing. But not only did I have them start the business and guide them through that process, I also placed them in front of other businesses, of other business owners that I know, so that they can have the experience of actually earning capital off of the things that they love to do.
And there's nothing wrong with earning a little bit of capital. Huh? What is some of the business advice that people come up to you? What are some of the things that they're looking for?
Usually they're looking to see what is necessary. A lot of people have a lot of different questions about payment processing systems. How can they get their name out there? And that's why I like to set them up with pop-up shops. One of my first clients, sophomore at Purdue University, and she's a biology major, and she was making her own lip gloss and body scrubs and stuff like that. And I helped her get started, and we got that pop-up shop in front of somebody else's business that I knew. We set her up there, and she was pretty psyched. She made about $300 to $400 her first day there. Wow. So sometimes it's because now she just calls me for advice. Sometimes it just takes for somebody to give you those fundamentals and help you build that foundation to ignite the entrepreneur inside of you.
Yeah, I ran into this. There was two girls. They got together. They were sisters, and they started a business. You probably, I don't know, maybe it was you that got them started, because they're into the shea butters and all those things like that. And I said, you know what? Let me pick up some. Let me help them out. Let me contribute to what they're doing. And I still have some of that now. And they give me their card and everything. They said, when you run out, just give me a call, and we'll hook it up. We'll mail it right over to you. So you're working with people like that too, right?
Yeah, I'm constantly just helping people tap into their passions. I feel like you take your expertise and you turn that into revenue, and that's just a perfect formula for a happy work life. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I love doing. My kids, my son, and I have a son and a daughter, and they are a little leery to tell me when they're into something new, because I was like, oh, really? So do you need business cards? You need to build a website? And my son just told me, he was like, Ma, I'd like to have something as a hobby that I just enjoy doing. I was like, but you can really, and he was like, okay, slow down. Because I do it with my kids all the time.
Because they know, Mom, you're gonna make them pay something, right? Pay You can start making some money. You have to start handing some money over.
No, I just want to see
My
them.
mother did that to me. She said, got a job? Come on, bring it over.
I just want to see them happy. I want to see them doing something that they really enjoy doing.
Uh-huh.
If it's something that you are passionate about, that you enjoy doing, and you can make money doing it,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a win-win.
Yeah, it's a good thing to teach, your youngsters how to become little entrepreneurs, because they're gonna have to fend for themselves one day. They're not gonna stay the same all these years. Imagine being a little kid all your life. You're gonna grow up. You're gonna need to put a roof over your head and do all those things, raise a family, all the things that we're doing now. So it's good to give them a little head start. Tell us a little bit about your books. The one that says "Brown Girl Like Me."
A Brown Girl Like Me is about this little girl who goes on this journey, and she meets this fairy guide, and she ends up in the 1800s.
Yeah.
And who is the first person she meets? Is it? It's not Harriet Tubman, but anyway, she's there, and she meets this fairy guide, and she gets this passport, and she just goes on a journey, meeting all these different women, and it ends at Kamala Harris.
Oh, wow.
So she starts in the 1800s, and she goes to the that was the president at that time. But it's a cute book, because she starts off as a real kid, and throughout the book she ends up being sucked into the TV. So she's like a cartoon character, and she comes back to life thinking it was a dream, and realizes she sees her passport. She was like, "Oh my God, it wasn't a dream." So it's a cute story.
Yeah. And what does that,
educational all at the same time.
Yeah. What does that teach a youngster?
It just teaches them to appreciate themselves if they are brown girls. I focus on, all nationalities, African American, Mexican American, and so forth. So it teaches them to value themselves, but it also teaches others to value us. So it's not just for little brown girls to read. It's a showcase of accomplishments of brown women throughout time.
Good. What school do you work at right about now, if you don't mind?
I'm at Jersey Village High School now.
Oh, we got to come out there and visit you.
Those STEM careers are great, and but I'm also very passionate about entrepreneurship, and I believe that this pandemic kind of opened our eyes to opportunities, because many women realized that they could not go to work. They had to care for the children. Schools closed down. And it gave them time to actually stop and think and start to engage in things that they felt joy in doing, things that they were experts at, things that they were passionate about. Yeah. And, you have many people that have decided not to go back to work because I think the pandemic brought out a lot of business owners. So that's really what encouraged me to start these courses that I'm starting, because I know a lot of people have these passions, they have expertise, they have all these talents, but they don't know how to get it started.
Yeah, how do you bring it out?
Yes.
But a lot of teachers became, and a lot of parents became teachers at home because they appreciate more, I'm sure, the work that teachers have been doing all these years that they didn't know. Teachers weren't just babysitters for your children.
They were eye-opening, yes, for sure.
Oh, for sure. So give us a peek into what's happening in 2022. You got some new books, got some new happenings that we should know about? We'll be the first to know.
Okay, so for 2023, along with my courses, I'm going to be putting out audiobooks and ebooks.
Oh, all right now.
Entrepreneurship. I'm still going to be out there speaking on STEM, advocating, speaking at schools. I don't know if I'll write another STEM book this year. I'm really hyper focused on entrepreneurship right now.
Yeah.
That has been my passion forever. I actually started my own company when I was about 12. Taught myself how to write. Started my own. I had my first DBA, And so I've always been this little mini adult. I was always about my business. So right now I'm teaching, and it's really conflicting because I like educating, but this way I have the flexibility to teach on my own terms.
LaTanya, thank you so much. We appreciate everything that you do.
Well, thank you. Thanks for allowing me to be on your show, and it was great talking to you again.
Yeah. We'll take a break. I've got more Open coming your way next of the Doc Bob Lee BLS Open. Welcome back, everybody, of the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and you are watching Open. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Our next guest is the CEO of Wu-Tang Management and the visionary leader that helped lift the legendary hip-hop group Wu-Tang Clan off the ground into notoriety. And he's here to speak about the release of their brand new book. It's a brand new project, Legacy, and much, much more. He's going to be talking about it. We've got him right here. So please welcome to the show, John Mook Gibbons. How are you, John?
I'm well, brother. Thank you. Thank you for having me on your show.
Oh, man. Welcome. You know, there's a lot of history here. A lot of history. You go way back, putting all this together, and Wu-Tang has been out all over the place, and you're a part of it because you put it together.
Absolutely.
Now, how did you get involved?
Well, I got involved with Wu-Tang through my cousin and god brother RZA. And, he came to me one day and asked me to assist him with his project, what he wanted to do. We talked about it for a few times. I turned him down a couple of times, actually. Told him I really wasn't interested. I was kind of busy and other things I was doing in my previous lives. And then one day he asked me again, and this time when he asked me, his look prevented me from turning him down. He just looked so determined that I had to get involved. Otherwise I'd probably be missing out on something. So I joined the team.
So then, after all these years, you came through. You guys have some wonderful stories because you've traveled the world and been all over the place, and just on tour and records. You came through all that. Now a book.
Yes.
Why at this time?
Because this is the time, man. It's the legacy book. This book describes, explains, and critique Wu-Tang from the conception to the present. And it tells that story of how we started and where we are right now. But the special thing about it, it tells the story in pictures.
Yeah.
Tells
the story in pictures.
In pictures.
Yeah,
so it's a book that's 21 by 21 inches, 300 plus pages. And they got me in there when I was working. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where you're making books over there. Tell us about what we just saw there.
All right, that's the chamber. That is the 36th chamber. That's the 37th chamber, which is the housing of the books. The book, it's inside the chamber. The chamber opens up. The chamber opens up, and with the wings expanding to the Wu-Tang W.
Yeah.
And it's inside the chamber is the book, but there's a whole lot of other special guests, special prizes and special, things we want to give away to our true fans and the people that support the project.
Absolutely. So when we get into the book, what are we going to learn?
Oh, when you get into the book, you're going to learn all about the members, all about the clan, and everything about the clan members, the artists as well as executives. But then we go a little deeper into the book by introducing and acknowledging all of the affiliates, everyone that touched Wu-Tang, everyone that's a part of Wu-Tang outside of the main Wu-Tang Clan members, we have a bunch of other artists that, you know, RZA brought in, Ray brought in, Meth brought in, you know, and all the guys brought in artists in different talents. And we want to identify them because so many brothers and sisters contribute to our success, you know, and we want to recognize them. We don't want to just thank you for your services or them things. No, we want to recognize them. We want them to be seen. We want them to be a part of the book that's going to be told through history, throughout times. 500,000 years from now, people can go to this book. We all gone, but the book in the chamber
lives on.
That's right. Wu-Tang is forever. And these are the things we're doing to stamp our foreverness. You know?
Hey, John, over the years, how was it working with this wonderful organization of people? Was it like being a coach of a basketball team? You got so many individuals that you had to touch, and everybody had there.
That's a good
contribution. You know how it works.
That's a great analogy, coach. You know, because at the beginning, it was a lot of coaching. You know, a lot of cleaning, and a lot of nitpicking, we was all young. We talking 30 years ago. The guys they wasn't even 20 at the time. You know, so we was all young and going through all the road bumps together though. You know, we all learned. Listen, I wasn't in the music industry until I got with Wu-Tang. This is my first into the music industry. Most I did was I did parties. You know, I used to rent clubs out and do parties, stuff like that. But I was never really into artists and into the music. I never even hired an artist for my party. It was just come party with us, you know. And this was my introduction. I mean, I got a Grand Slam, you know, I was lucky with that, but hey, we went through a lot of ups and downs in our organization and get it right. And the good thing about that, you know, just to speak on that for a moment, it's like every family have ups and downs, you know.
Oh yeah.
You know, but we stick it out, you know, even if you got a verbal fight with your family member, you fight, you know, but at the end of the day, you're still family. You know?
That's right. But nobody else can come in and do that fight. This ain't happening. But you took care of one another.
Yeah, you're either gonna get verbally jumped or physically jumped. You know, whichever one you want. You know, whichever one you're coming at us with. You know.
Hey, what was one of the most memorable times? I'm sure there's plenty, but like something that stands out in your mind during touring or recording or whatever.
Okay, this is one time, right? We was doing the show. This is really early in the careers, right? We was doing the show here in Staten Island at a club, and everybody was here but Dirty. And I'm like, come on, man, where you at, G? Come on, I'm calling them, no answer. Somebody come running to me, yo, Mook. I said, what, man? Dirty. I said, I know, I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting on him. Yeah, I'm waiting on it. No, he's on the radio. I said, what? Turn on the radio. Dirty's on the radio.
Yeah.
He wants to be on the stage, yo. He's on the radio going off. It was like a whole new show before the show. And, you know, everybody that was listening to it was excited. And he was just amping up the show so much, man. I mean, I can't say he did it alone, but we had to do 2 shows that night because it was too many people.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't get everybody in the club. You know, so I was like, wow, man, it was great. And then he shows up, boom, you know, made his grand entrance. And I know to get that.
You know, ODB. But wait a minute. What are some of the things that we're doing and also within the book to celebrate ODB?
Oh, we are definitely.
The anniversary is 1 year away, right? About a year away.
The anniversary just passed in November.
Anniversary just passed.
Right.
Yeah.
But we're doing a lot for him. You know, he's going to be all in the book. You know, I'm in contact with his son, Young Dirty. He's all in the book, and even with the estate. there's the states taking a part in it as well. They're gonna be in the book.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it's a coffee table type of book where you buy it and you put it in your house. It's an
artifact. It's art. This is like art. This is we got sculpture. The sculpture that designed this is he's a protege of Sir Anthony Bromley, who is one of the famous sculptors out there where you at in London.
Yeah.
And he did a remarkable job on this, man. I mean, when you look in the inside and open it up, he did a remarkable job with the designing. But then we have the physical blacksmith. See, all these are being made by hand by a blacksmith. And this dude, he is really incredible with the things he do with his hands.
Wow.
Because we took the idea to several different places, and a couple of people said, I don't think we can do that, But when we got with this brother, this man, he was like, yo, hell yeah, I'm with it. I want to do it without a doubt.
He lit it up. He lit it up.
Yeah, he lit it up, man. He was eager. And see, the thing about that, Bob, is that a lot of these brothers, a lot of people we deal with are fans of the group. So they not only business partners involved with this, they are true fans. So when they getting to working and doing things, it's coming from their heart. It ain't just coming from a pocketbook. You know what I'm saying? Like, they getting paid. They're passionate about this project. Everybody that's a part of this is very passionate about it.
Yeah. Can't wait to check out the book. How can we get it?
How can we get the book?
Do I have to go to Amazon or something like that, or Barnes and Noble? How do I get the book?
You see, the book itself, we only selling 36 books, 36 artifacts that goes along with the books.
Yeah.
There's only 36 being sold. The 36 represents the 36 chambers, into the 36 chambers of Wu-Tang, our first album.
Ooh.
So, we only selling 36. And the books is, a little pricey. You can go to WuTangLegacy.com and find out all about the book, everything about it, who designed it, who participated, and the price of it. And, hopefully everybody be willing to go ahead and get involved, that's able to deal with this, because it's only
price is good if it makes sense. Price is good if it makes sense. Makes a whole lot of sense. Somebody save up for it if they ain't got it right there and then get that book. This is what I want.
Absolutely.
My followers say, want it, get it.
And listen, I just want to say this too, Bob, because the price was put out there, and we have a few fans that, share their concerns about it. And I just want to let all the fans know that, please, we didn't forget about you. We got something for all of you guys, in your budget range. You just gonna hold on, wait for us for a minute. That's all.
Yeah.
Just hold on and wait. We definitely got something for you. We would definitely not leave all our millions of fans out. That's not what we're about here.
You'll have something for everybody. And you got that tour coming up, right? What are the plans on that tour?
Oh, yeah. Well, we definitely going to go back out. It's going to be an announcement made soon to tell you all about the tour, but yeah, it's coming again. Absolutely.
There you go. Hey, man, we got to talk more.
More. I'm good, brother. You just hit me up. I'm banging. Bing.
You're always welcome to come on. You're always welcome to come on. Give us some information on where we can get more information on what you guys are doing. If you're gonna make that tour now, we would like to go right on the website or social media or something and find out.
Yeah, just go to Wu-Tang Clan, WuTangLegacy.com. WuTangLegacy.com. You go there, you get all the information about the book, and how it's being sold, what you got to do to purchase it. If you just want to, surf and get more information about it, you're welcome to do that as well. But it's all there at WuTangLegacy.com.
John Mook Gibbons, CEO of Wu-Tang, the management company. What's going on? John, thank you so much, man. You're always welcome to come on, and your family.
Yes, sir. Salute, Bob. Thank you for having me.
Nice seeing you, man.
Likewise. Peace.
All right. We'll take a quick break right here. We've got more Open coming your way next on Open. Yes, indeed. Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS. You are watching Open, and I thank you and appreciate you so much. Our next guest is a jazz musician and trumpeter. He is the founder and former member of the multi-Grammy Award-winning group Atlantic Starr. He joins us to speak about his release of his new label and his latest album, too, Afro-Cafe. You don't want to miss it. It's here. We got that and a whole lot more. So please welcome to the show, Duke Jones. Duke is in the house.
Hi, everybody. All right.
Duke, now the last time I saw you, we were doing something together. Well, maybe that's not the last time, but we were doing something at the club in Mount Vernon.
Yes, Bassline. Yes, club.
Yes. And that club ran for some time, right?
Oh, yeah, several years. Had a lot of great artists came through and performed during that time. And it was really nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're the trumpeter. You're doing your thing with Atlantic Starr, but you have a little history. You did some things before that too, right?
Yes. With Atlantic Starr, there was also a group called New Band, which was the original Atlantic Starr, which we did two albums on called New Band BBE Music London, and those records are kind of cult classics in England now, by the way. And then we became Atlantic Starr. And then from there, I worked with Norman Connors for many years, which had Phyllis Hyman in the band, and then Pharoah Sanders for a little while.
Wow.
And then we went, with the Temptations, I did a couple tours with them in Japan. And then Kid Creole and the Coconuts after that for several years.
Wow. And I remember we did a tour over in Brazil, and I was on my way back, and I saw you and Norman Connors. I said, hey, man, where y'all coming from? Well, we come from Brazil, too, because you were at the airport.
Yeah, we were producing.
Did a South American tour or something like that.
Yeah, we were producing artists down there in the studios, the Brazilian artists, and mixing them with American artists and making like a fusion of music between both cultures.
Yeah, I ran into some really, really nice drummers, and I think it's Salvador Bahia.
Yeah, Salvador, yes.
Yeah. Oh, really, really nice. So you blended some of that stuff into your music too.
Yeah, we made a really nice fusion between American R&B and jazz and Brazilian music, and it'll be coming out probably this summer called Soul of Brazil.
What can you tell us about this new label that you're working with right about now?
Well, basically, it's I've encompassed several styles of music, which normally, other than big companies, they don't do that. But I had to do it because I knew so many great people with great records. One is a rock group called NU80s, 80s retro rock out of Indianapolis, Indiana. The lead singer is a guy named Paul Souza, who's a great singer, and it's a great group, and I expect big things out of them. And Paul was actually number 3 high jumper in the world in the Olympics and whatnot, so he's kind of got an athlete thing going with it. And then we also have a record by a pianist from Boston, Hayrim Joan, who is a professor at Berklee School of Music in Boston teaching piano. And her record's currently like 19 in the charts, Billboard Jazz charts right now. And then we have the Afro-Cafe record, which I did. It's a combination of songs that I did from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, like 2 songs from each era. And some songs are Atlantic Starr, some songs are stuff that I did with Norman Connors. But it's got a great mixture, and there's some African musicians on there. And also coming in this single from Andre LaFell, My Lady, which is a great hip hop single, which is will be out Also, Melanie Andrews is from Los Angeles, a great vocalist who wrote 2 songs on Janet Jackson's Control record, and we're good friends with Janet Jackson. Her record is really nice. And, you know, all these records are being promoted over the course of the year.
Wow. You've got a serious track record right there now, you know. So tell us about the new album, Afro-Cafe.
Yeah, Afro-Cafe is a compilation of songs I did in different eras. Like, it's 2 songs from the 1970s, which features a vocalist, Porter Carroll, who now sings with Hall & Oates band all the time. And then it's 2 songs from the 80s, that tracks that I had that I've done that weren't released. Some were released, weren't released. And so, and the 2 from the 90s and 2 from 2000s. And I have some African musicians on there. Azuhini Adu, who's from Senegal, pianist. And Jojo Nyaku is a drummer from Senegal. And they were with Mandu Dubongo and Papa Wimba. And, you know, for many years. And so they're now living in New York. So we did something in the studio, very free, very impromptu. And I really like how he came out. It was very mystical with songs and really different. Yeah. Yeah.
And you, of course, you've worked with so many wonderful artists. What stands out in your mind? You know, as far as, you know, people want to know how different artists are. I know I've run across so many. Some of them are really, really nice. And you have 1 or 2 that are like, what? They don't remember or realize who got them where they are today.
Well, you know, there's definitely some of that. And then there's all types of, you know, when I've seen, like with Pharoah Sanders, I learned that when his personality is that he would play avant-garde jazz. A lot of people didn't necessarily understand it, but he had an attitude. If you don't like it, the heck with you, and just give me my $30,000 for the night, and I'll see you later. And that attitude, people loved. The audience went crazy because he had that attitude where he didn't care if you didn't like it or not. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get a black man playing free, and I don't care if you like it or not. You know, so that was one thing. And then when working with Key Creole, seeing his intellectual approach, having a master's degree in English, being an English teacher from the Bronx, his lyrics are very, you know, high level English, and seeing him do that, and sophisticated audience understand it. He had a very sophisticated crowd because of that, because of the language. And then working with Norman Connors, with Phyllis Hyman in the band, I mean, that voice was unbelievable. I mean, you could sit there and it would just rip right through your insides when she started singing. That's how strong and beautiful it was.
Yeah.
You know,
Norman Connors was kind of a mellow type of guy, right?
Yeah, very, very laid back, you know, and very, you know, kind of a quiet guy, but he was very intense about what he's listening to and what he wants from the music. Yeah.
And Phyllis Hyman, boy, she was like a beautiful person. I remember she picked up Vaughn. She was strong. She picked up Vaughn Harper on stage. We were in concert together. We were both hosting the show. She picked this big man up and said, and the crowd said, "Oh!" She was a strong person. Strong vocals, strong voice. Everything.
Strong voice, yeah. She was something else. I remember one time when we was in D.C., we were playing at the Carter Barron, and it was an outdoor concert. And when we were leaving, the bus was ready to go. And I was talking to some girl, and I was getting a little romance happening. She got off the bus, said, "Get your butt on this bus. Let's get out of here."
Enough of this crap. We know what it is.
Right. I'll never forget that, you know?
Yeah. Any advice for artists who are aspiring artists who want to be like you or want to know more about this business?
Yeah. My main advice is to people who want to do things in music is to maintain ownership of your masters. And, you know, try to get the money yourself to make your records and maintain your ownership. And if you can, if you're a writer, you know, publishing, but maintain the ownership of your masters. And then when people want to do things, record companies, whoever, just license for 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. Don't sell it, because once you do that, you'll never see those records again, at least not for 20, 30 years. And
Yeah.
your kids will be seeing the records in the store, and then I get no money from them.
Yeah. So, but say that. I mean, you always get money from the residual payments.
Yeah, you get money from royalties, but if you don't own the masters, the main money you don't get.
Yeah. And
you get
money,
these
big money.
compilations that come out and people repackaging stuff, and you say, wait a minute, I didn't get a check for that. It's out again on RCA, or it's out again on this label, and I never got paid anything because you don't own the masters.
You own most of yours.
I own all my masters.
Yeah. So when somebody puts something out, you get paid for that too.
Yes. Yeah. I suffered a lot because of that. I didn't get the big money that I could have gotten at times, but I maintained ownership, so now I could sell it over and over again, remix, repackage, just the same thing they do when they put out the best of and the this and the that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any one or two pieces that people sampled the most?
Well, the Atlantic Star stuff for sure. That's a ton of stuff, and then even some of the Aquarian Dream stuff I did years ago. That's been sampled a lot. I don't know about the new band, but I know it's prominent in England, and I've gone places even in Brazil, and people come up to me and ask me about that record. But definitely Atlantic Star.
So what's coming up? Any tours that we should know about? Because we got to get out there and find out where you're playing.
Well, lately I've been doing some things with this wellness group called OneFirelight.com, and I've been doing like shows with them. It's like yoga, fitness, and wellness, and with the what's his name? One of the Marley sons, grandsons actually, is the spokesperson for it, and Skip Marley, and they're doing different things in New York, Jamaica, and it's really a great app. And it's like I'm doing all the music for it. Not all of it. They're using Bob Marley's music, but when they don't, they're using stuff that I've written.
Right.
And they're on all the websites, OneFirelight.com. Yeah.
Great. So when can we see you live?
Well, the next thing is with Norman Connors in New Jersey, coming up in February. And then been the Keystone Corner in Baltimore with him in March.
Well, let us know so we can come out there and be a part of it.
Oh, definitely.
In the audience, hey,
yeah. And I plan to do a showcase at some point with the people on the label, maybe at the Cutting Room in New York City. I'm looking at that, maybe a 1 or 2 night, just all the acts go on and really make it a special evening.
That's beautiful. So it's Bassline Live?
Yes, BASSLINE LIVE, BasslineLive.com.
And social?
It's on Facebook. It is the Duke Jones official fan page.
Man, we appreciate you, man. You know that.
Thank you, man.
For all that you do. Thank you for your contribution, to the world with all your great talent and everything. And we're looking forward to seeing you out live in public. And good luck with your new piece there, the Jazz Cafe.
Yeah, definitely. So, and maybe you can MC the show in New York.
Let me know.
Yeah, Bouillon Foundation, Miss Sandra DeCosta has been instrumental in everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us, and you're welcome. You're always welcome back.
Okay, you take care.
Tell Norman and everybody I said hello.
I will.
All right. We'll take a quick break right here. Of course, that's Duke Jones, jazz musician, trumpeter. Yeah, got that the new one out there, Afro-Cafe. So look out for that. Go to this website. We'll take a quick break right here. We'll come back and give you more next.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Welcome back, everybody, of the Dr. Bob Lee. Welcome. You're always welcome to the show, and you always have a key to the show. Our next guest is one of the honorees of the 2022 Make the Great Awards Foundation, and she's a founder and CEO of the Dom Hart 21 Foundation. And she joins us to share her reaction to the recent health scare that took place last Monday night with the Buffalo Bills defensive safety, Damar Hamlin. Now, please welcome to the show, Murray-Nyack. Welcome to the show.
Me to come on your show and to give me a key to your show. So, you know, we both know how important this subject is. It's not new, it's not rare, but the fact that you're championing the cause to help raise awareness to this health crisis is huge.
Yeah, and you know, Melinda, you've been raising the awareness for some time now, and I think, you know, a few of us should just jump on board and help push us across the line. And we need to be in touch with a few people, you know, and it's always a wonderful thing when you have a bunch of people moving together in the same direction for a common cause to help others get what they need out of life and serve someone else's purpose. Because I think this can be Dom's purposeful driven life, so to speak, because and you're carrying it out for him. And he's looking down on you like, Mom, you know, give me that big old hug. Mom, go ahead, let's do this together. So we're all in it together. Tell us what our next steps are. And before that, tell us about your feelings when you saw this with Damar Hamlin.
Well, I mean, it's there are no words that could justly describe the feeling that I felt. Just like what happened to Damar, Dominic collapsed while playing the sport that he loved. The difference is the outcome. The outcome in this scenario is all the stars were aligned. CPR was administered right away. There was immediate access to an AED. But what triggered that is that his health scare, what happened, his sudden cardiac arrest was immediately recognized. And so that's what triggered the response to be so immediate. When Dominic collapsed, no one recognized that he was experiencing what later became known to us was a sudden cardiac arrest episode. So no one started CPR right away, and the AED wasn't used until the EMTs arrived. By then, it was too late. But what happened to Damar and what happened to Dominic is not rare. And that's what we need to drill into the minds of everyone, that it's not rare. Sudden cardiac arrest is the #1 leading cause of death of young athletes in the United States. More than 356,000 people are affected every year. 23,000 of those, in fact, over 23,000 of those affected are young people under the age of 18. Dominic never lived to see his 18th birthday.
Well, what we want to do is like contact the chancellor's office and say, hey, you know, we have a situation here. We would like to get you involved.
Yes.
Can we let people know that we would like to come into the schools and create the awareness that there is a situation and that we want to educate people what's going on with it.
Yes,
So
we do.
Do that, make that phone call as soon as we can.
Yes, absolutely. Recently, as you know, because you made sure that you socialized and you promoted the awareness when the Dominic Murray Sudden Cardiac Arrest Prevention Act was passed last October and went into effect July 1st of this year, also known as Dominic's Law, where information is sent home to parents, students, teachers are educated, and athletic staff is educated and trained differently on how to react to sudden cardiac arrest. Information is sent on signs, symptoms, risk, and prevention.
Yeah.
But the message, as we both know, isn't being out there the way that it should be. And this impacts all New York State schools, public and non-public. We're talking charter, Catholic school, private schools, public schools. But if it's not raised, if the awareness is not raised, what good is the information out there if it's not being promoted? And in fact, with what happened to Damar, as you see, of course, he was removed from play. He was hospitalized, but he's still with us. When something like this may happen on the field, the basketball court of high schools and middle schools, what chance do they have? This is on an NFL platform.
Yeah.
You think about a non-national organization that's fully equipped. How do we ensure that our kids are safe?
So we have to teach CPR. And
Absolutely.
we have to get a defibrillator into the schools. Or
Absolutely.
into
All schools.
Sports arenas, sports in gyms.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Some schools have them. It's a requirement for public schools to have them, but do they have enough?
Yeah.
But private schools, Catholic schools, so forth, the requirement needs to be there. The CPR training in school needs to be there. But more importantly, also the awareness and education on what sudden cardiac arrest and death is and how it impacts young people. You wouldn't think that it would happen to someone that's young. And also educating people to know that a heart attack and a sudden cardiac arrest are not the same thing. Dominic didn't have that chance to tell anyone what he was experiencing before he collapsed. He was in the middle of a routine layup when he collapsed. And the heart that he put in the game was the heart that he left in the game because he did not survive that final layup.
Yeah. Let's give people who are watching just a quick lesson. Something happens to someone in the gym and they fall out. What's the first thing that people should do? Because, there's panic and people are like scrambled all over the place. They don't know what to do. People just don't know what to do, what to say.
Hopefully the schools will have what is known to be an emergency action plan. So when we go in these schools, we're going to let them know what an emergency action plan is, and we'll help them create that and implement that. But you want to ensure that that person is actually okay. So you're going to really basically go over to them, and you're going to assume at any cost that it has something to do with like a cardiac arrest, because it's not normal for people just to fall out. And you're going to tap them on both shoulders. You're going to get in their face and you're going to say, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" When they do not respond and they're not verbally giving you, "I'm an okay," you're going to immediately jump into that action plan. You're going to send someone to look for that AED, which stands for Automated External Defibrillator.
Yeah.
You're going to send someone to call 911, and you're even going to call 911 yourself, because that dispatcher can walk you through the steps of how to perform proper compressions. And you're going to immediately then start CPR. Every minute counts. With every minute that passes, because that's a 10% less chance of survival. If 5 minutes go by, that's a 50% less chance of that person's survival. So you want to get on that chest. You want to press hard and deep in the center of the chest. And just so you know, anyone can learn how to save a life. Our foundation has trained over 26,000 people to date on how to provide CPR and how to use an AED, and 4 lives have been saved since then. So it's really important that people know how to just jump in and provide those basic life-saving steps immediately. And we all know that it works. Look, on that national platform when this happened, it worked for Damar, and it's worked for so many other people. You can't hurt someone.
You can be in line to save a life. You know what it is to save somebody's life?
Absolutely.
So you can take classes with Melinda. Melinda, how can we do that?
You will visit our website at domheart21.org. You can contact us. We not only have it, we have it at local recreation centers, but we will come to you. All of our instructors are trained by the American Heart Association. They're certified instructors. And what we do it for is because we want to ensure that everyone is equipped to help save a life, because the life you save can be a loved one. You can look us up on our website, like I said, domheart21.org. You can look us up on our social media platforms, And you can email me directly, and I will always answer the call.
Beautiful. And if I can do it, you know you can do it.
You did great. You did amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I am equipped to help save your life if you fall out or if you have a situation in many different ways because of the.
And what do you carry around with you? You have an AED.
Yeah. Yes,
you are
I do.
ready.
And I can perform CPR, and I also have if someone ODs, I have the stuff that you need, Narcan, to bring you back.
When we have someone who partners with you, and you've partnered with us from the time that we've met, we've connected, and I think we have amplified our purpose. We've amplified the work that we're able to do, because not one person can do everything, but everyone can do something. But like you said, together strong. And I think, Dominic's birthday would have been on Thursday, January 12th, and he would have been 31 years old. And this young man did not make it till he was 18. But the more work that we do and the work that we do together, we are providing the gift of life. And I think he would be smiling down knowing that that's the best gift that we could ever give him, is to help give some others the gift of life.
Absolutely. Now, this football player, Damar Hamlin, you think he'll ever play again? And even if he doesn't play again, he'll get a chance to spend some time with his family, his children, or whatever. The family will have him. He will go on living because somebody knew how to do CPR and knew how to do the defibrillator.
Absolutely. His heart is in the game, and I am not hopeful but prayerful, and I'm just going to claim it that I know Damar has a great purpose. I think he's going to be back in the game in many different forms.
Yeah.
But he has a testimony, and I look forward to one day. I would love to meet this young man and let him know that he's driving a message forward just by the impact and the love that he's being shown. We were praying for him. We were releasing messages as well. And I think the best way to honor Damar and Dominic is to learn CPR, learn how to save a life. Contact us on domheart21.org, and whatever way that we can help, we will, because we're more than happy to help train others in saving a life.
Melinda, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Like we said before, you're always welcome to come back and jump on as many times as you like. Just let
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking it out. Melinda Murray-Nyack, we appreciate you. You're always welcome back. You have a key to the show. So, and you always have a seat at the table too. Thank you for all that you do to help others get what they need out of life. People moving together in the same direction for a common cause. That's what it's all about. Always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you. What you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice and let your choice control the choosing of the Dr. Bob Lee. And I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. Catch you another day, another way. Love you all. Peace.